Welcome to Infinity Reviews. So yeah! Woohoo! Oh, that's a great line. That is a great line. Eve. Hey guys, what is up? I just got done seeing Horizon, an American Saga Chapter 1. And this was a movie I was kind of interested in seeing, kind of not really interested. Kevin Costner said at CinemaCon that just a few months ago that he's been trying to make this film since 1996. Most of his life he's been trying to make it. And, I was like, okay, we haven't had a huge Western movie like this, like, in the theaters for a very long time. And going into it, I'm like, okay, it has a pretty decent cast, so that made me excited for the film. Seeing, actors like Sienna Miller's in there, Sam Worthington, Jamie Campbell Bower's in there, Jenna Malone, Luke Wilson, all great actors, who aren't really, super A-listers, but they are good actors. And I went to go see it, and I came out saying that was okay. Uh, and what I mean by okay is like there was some really good points in the movie. There were some very much characters that I really liked. I especially liked Sienna Miller's character. Her story arc she went on in the movie. I liked Sam Worthington's character a lot. I really liked that character a lot. But the one thing I think is the demise of the film is that it is dealing with so many different storylines and characters. This is for this movie. They wanted to tell a story about how in the West, America like kind of came and established in the West. Setting up these smaller towns. Because they already had they already had the 13 colonies. Like this takes place like I think maybe during the Civil War, like the 1896. And, it deals with all these different things going on. You have Kevin Costner, his character doing something. You got Sienna Miller's character over there with Sam Worthington. Then you got Luke Wilson over here. And, my personal opinion, I think there was a bit too many characters, too many things going on for this to really work for me. And, I think that's what the critics were kind of saying too, because it does only have a 40% on Rotten Tomatoes. So it's not a super high rated movie. And, as we know, the box office was not going to be so high for the movie. But, it's just, I think, too many characters. I think the runtime is ridiculously long. It's a 3-hour movie just for part one, I think that's ridiculously long, I think definitely, some things maybe could have been cut out of this movie that did not have to be in there. I think some of the storylines did not have to be in there as well. And, I just came out of it being like, that was okay, I think a lot of people, didn't like the movie. I saw like a lot of people didn't like it, but personally, I thought it was okay. It was okay. Like, this is definitely, gonna draw the older audience, older people are gonna go want to watch this film, because it's really tailored to them. You got Kevin Costner, he's up there in age, he has very much experience with doing Western movies. If it's that's role in Yellowstone, if that's Dances with Wolves, Open Range, all films, that have like are in the Western genre. And, that's really where I feel like Kevin Costner feels like you look at his character in Yellowstone, everyone loves John Dutton, everyone loves that character. And, I feel, Kevin Costner thought that he could get the audience from Yellowstone to come over and see his new movie. And I don't think that translated. This movie, as I said, not expected to make a lot of money. But my overall thoughts in the film, just saying it's okay. Nothing really stood out to me, for like Oscars. It's just like one of those movies like I feel like you see, no offense, but you see once and then you probably just never watch it again. That's kind of what I got from the film. But I talked to some other people, who were on older side, said they really liked the movie, really liked, about this globe-trotting adventure through the West. And I can kind of see the point where people are like, oh, this might be, they really liked it. Like, I heard people say, like, this is one of my favorite movies of all time now. I'm like, oh, really? Because they really liked, just story told, about people, people moving across the country, uplifting their lives to go to another country, not another country, but across the states to a place that has nothing built. And you really, after watching this film, I'm like, you also got to think like this took place about 140 years ago, and it kind of shows you really great like how far we've come and how good we have it. Back then they didn't have cars, air conditioning, planes. They didn't have Starbucks. They didn't have like coffee. They were just traveling in wagons, traveling. They just had each other, and you had to have a lot of grit and courage, I think, to go and do something like this. Go to a place to start a brand new life. And also, you're dealing with the indigenous people as well. These are lands they have occupied for generations. And now you have these other people coming over, settling on your land, trying to make it theirs, and that kind of brings out a war. And, I think, I think in part two, if I think part two's gonna come out. I think part two they're not gonna get like the 4 movie saga Kevin Costner wants. I think part two might be the last one of these movies, because of the box office and of this movie is gonna be very very not what the studio expected. I think we're gonna get part two and that's gonna be it. But I think Kevin Costner did his best job. Did his best job. With all the things about Yellowstone, about how difficult he is to work with. I think, he tried his best. And that's all you can ask for. And like I said, guys, I've said this a million times in my reviews. I'm never going to go out of my way to go say, I hate a movie. Because it has to be like, it has to make me literally angry for me to hate a movie. But I'm not saying I love this movie. I'm saying it's an okay movie, It's a good movie just to pop on once in a while, But, now, I'd say the characters, there were some memorable performances in here. I think one of the memorable performances, in my opinion, was Jamie Campbell Bower. He plays like this really evil bounty hunter, and he is really good at playing the bad guy. He is a very much a villain actor. The villain here. You're just happy, when he bites the dust. Spoiler alert: he bites the dust in the film. You kind of already see it in the trailer. But he plays such a villain you hate, and like that's like the type of performance where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm happy he's dead. I'm happy he's gone because I hate that character. That's what a good performance does. And I also feel like I couldn't get attached to all these characters because we kept on introducing more and more and more characters. For like 5 minutes, we were with Kevin Costner in the movie. Then for them is we're introducing this brand new group with I believe it's Luke Wilson leading this caravan. Where you have where you have the coach from remember the Titans in there as well, and it's like, oh my gosh, like why are there so many characters? So many storylines going on, and I think if they had cut out some of those unnecessary storylines, not unnecessarily, but cut out some of them, so the movie's not just jam packed with a billion things going on, the movie I think for me would have been a bit better. And I say this, I wish the movie was shorter, not because I don't think a 3-hour movie is bad. It's just I think this movie, the first movie, this one should have been maybe 2 hours to 150. Like that's a good runtime. Maybe 2 hours, like 20 minutes, but 3 hours is a long time to ask to go people to watch a movie, a very very long time. And my favorite performances in there was from Sam Worthington and probably Jamie Campbell Bower, as I said. A lot of like unforgettable performances, in my opinion. Has a terrific cast of like actors who like are very good actors, but not really talked about or cast in a lot of things. But what do you guys think? Do you think Kevin Costner did a good job with his new original Western movie, Horizon, in American Saga Chapter 1? And did you go check it out? Guys, please make sure you like, comment on the video, and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys next time. Peace!